Yes. Okay. So we're back again. Another interview, another leadership outreach episode. Here with Kennedi Garrett. She is really amazing. She's like a big sister to me for real, for real. We both went to high school together actually. So I've been able to see her grow and become a amazing leader and an amazing person that she is. And she's actually making really big moves in the healthcare field. I'll let her tell y'all a little bit more about herself actually.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kennedy. I am a third year at Tulane University studying public health. Like Drew said, we went to high school together, and since we've been in high school, we've kind of like built that relationship to where we always wanted to see each other grow. And I'm extremely happy and excited to be here with you all today with him. At Tulane, I've had the opportunity to create different programming for Black students that are pre-med, kind of to bridge that gap that a PWI doesn't have for Black students. I created a program called Let's Talk About Medicine, where I brought in different professionals from Tulane School of Medicine to talk to us about what it means to be Black in medicine. And I've done it for the past 2 years, started my freshman year, and it's now something that's set up to be an annual thing even after I graduate. So I'm super excited about that. Also, this summer, I spent time during an internship with Tulane Med. It's the Impress program where I got to shadow various doctors at a hospital in New Orleans, see surgeries being completed, go on rounds, and do a little bit of didactics like what you would see in third year medical school. So, a little bit versed inside of the medical field, not there yet. I'm excited to get there, but yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I mean, that's a lot farther than most get in a very long time. But again, I always talk about the purpose of this. It's truly for you all, anyone watching to gain insights about the medical field, college applications, anything that you can learn from Kennedy. You're here to learn it. I'm here to ask all the questions you all need. And if you all got questions for, let them know. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be collaborating with the Instagram post. But really, this interview is going to be kind of twofold. So the first part is going to be a little bit about high school. I know that was a little far ago, like a little long time ago for you. And then we're going to talk about Tulane, medical field, healthcare, all of that. That's like the really juicy stuff.
Okay.
Um, but first, I want to ask if you can remember, what was your college application process like?
Oh, wow. My college application process was a little bit, I would say it was independent in ways. My mom was a first generation college student. So like she started preparing me for college really early on. That's one of the reasons why I went to middle college.
Hmm.
Um, but no one in my family other than my brother had ever went to college outside of Tennessee. So I was kind of alone with that. I didn't have any input from family on picking a college or where I wanted to go, and I had no clue how to pay for it. Um, I did have the opportunity to join a local nonprofit called Reach Memphis, which really helped me create my personal statement. I can't tell you what it was on. I completely don't remember. Um,
What, really?
I don't remember what it was on. No,
That's
it feels like
crazy.
so long ago. It was 4 years ago. Um,
True,
but
true.
I wrote my personal statement. Don't listen to me about this last minute. I did it like in October. Um, and I applied to all of my schools by November 15th.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's pretty
Where'd
much
you
really
apply?
what I remember. I applied to pretty much every school that I could because we had the free waiver through SES.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
and the only schools that I had to pay for were Spelman and I believe Howard, which I never wanted to go to anyway, so I don't really
Mhm.
know why I applied. But I did do
That's
the
so weird.
the Black college, Black college application. I don't remember
I think it's like
exactly.
Black Common App, something like that.
Yeah, I did that. And I pretty much got into every single HBCU um that I applied to. I think I did. And I got, I think maybe like 12 full rides, most of them coming from HBCUs.
Hmm.
Um, I am at a PWI. But that came later out of the process when I applied to a scholarship. So,
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Would you say it was stressful?
No. No,
No.
not really. I think my parents and middle college really played a good role in preparing me for the application process and for college itself. Like I was taking dual enrollment classes and AP classes since ninth grade.
Hmm.
So I pretty much already had that foundation to apply and to know what I wanted in the school. And I was really close with our school counselor who helped me walk me through things. And like I said, I was a part of another outside organization that helped me with my applications too.
So basically, you had a leg up on most people.
Yeah, I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I did.
No,
I
no,
had
that's real.
I had a community that was there when I needed it.
Mhm.
I didn't access them as much as I probably should have. But I did what was needed to be done. So
Okay, so that was a college applications aspect. Now, this is what is really kind of like this is gonna be like the title basically. So, if y'all didn't know, Kennedy is a Gates Scholar, and Gates is an amazing program, amazing scholarship program. It's founded by the Gates Foundation, essentially giving was it last dollar scholarships, full ride scholarships to students in need. Amazing, amazing students in need. The application process is very, very selective. I'm pretty sure it's about like 0.1%. I don't know. It's hard, but Kennedy's here. She's made it through, so hopefully she can give us some advice on how to crack that code.
yeah, definitely. So I'll tell y'all straight up, I applied to various like full ride scholarships. I applied to Questbridge, didn't even become a finalist.
Me
Um,
neither.
Ronald Reagan, Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
There's one like Ron Brown, I think.
I did
All
Ron
of
Brown too.
those.
Yeah.
I applied to all of those big scholarships, didn't get into a single one. So I thought it was something wrong with me. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna have to go to a school I really don't want to go to. Like Tulane was
Hmm.
my number one. If y'all don't know, Tulane costs like almost
90,000.
$100,000 to go to per year. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't really know what I was gonna do. And
Hmm.
I don't really remember where I found out about the Gates scholarship. I think it was just like I was just looking up last dollar scholarships and I saw it and I was like, well, let me apply. So Gates, I believe, is a 3 round application process, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, and during the first round, it's just like you putting your stats in, like you're applying to college. There's no applications, no application essays that you have to do. Just letting them see like what your stats are, what you did in high school, and that was pretty much it. Right after that was the essay round. Now, that round, let me tell y'all, it was terrible because I think it was 4 essays that you had to write. All of them were like 300 words. And I was like,
Hmm.
this is like the deciding factor, basically, these 4 essays. And um some of them were like your basic ones, like tell me about a time that you failed in life, how did you overcome it?
Hmm.
I think another one was like describing like what you did in high school. But the one that stood out to me the most was the first essay, and it was like um, write something like you were just presented an award 20 years from now for your accomplishments. What did you get? Like, why did you get that award?
That's cool.
And I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I know I want to be a
Mhm.
doctor. I know what I want to do in the community. So I just started writing. And basically, I wrote my essay on me wanting to be an OB-GYN and wanting to come back to Memphis and start my own practice. And kind of being like a Christ Community Health Center where
Hmm.
I serve the low income community like for basically little to nothing, and then also have like a separate sex education wing where I teach people in the community because if y'all don't know, STDs and STIs are really high in Memphis and
We're
it
like number
be like
one
that.
in
Yeah. So
number one in something, most of them.
I wrote my entire essay on that. When I tell you, I still remember that essay, like I can basically tell you verbatim what I wrote in there because
Hmm.
it's like been my dream for forever. So basically putting that dream down in words once I moved on from the essay part of the application and I got to my interview. That's all my interview was on. That one
Hmm.
essay. They just wanted to get to know me so well because of
That's it? Wait,
seeing
hold
the
on.
journey.
I'm sorry. Backtrack. That's all the interview was about? That one essay?
Yeah.
That's
They
crazy.
like we just talked about like what school I wanted to go to.
Hmm.
And then there was like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask you about one of your essays. And we talked about that essay for the entire time. I talked about my dreams and aspirations. The interviewer that I had was also a college student. Um,
Hmm.
and they talked about theirs. And it was really good. Like we went over time, we were just talking. She was a really cool person. And Gates has provided me so many opportunities that I never thought I would have had. Like, I never thought I would have been able to go to Tulane. Like I said, it's $100,000 to go to per year. And even though Tulane was giving me aid, I was still my freshman year having to pay maybe $10,000 a semester.
Hmm.
And then now they increase the tuition like $3,000 every year. So do the math. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not a math major. That's a lot of money.
Uh,
And Gates just provided for me what my family couldn't and like what I never thought I would have been at. Tulane is an extremely prestigious, quote unquote, whitewashed, uppity university, but it has so many opportunities that I would not have been able to access if it wasn't for Gates. And
hmm.
then, of course, outside of money, like they have the different summer programs that you have access to. They take their scholars on a trip every summer, the new incoming scholars. And for old scholars, they get to come to be like a mentor. Um, my incoming to my freshman year, we went to Orlando, got to go to Disney World. And then for the past 2 years, they had it at a resort in Arizona. So it's just been a really big way to meet other young scholars with big dreams like what I had and, get some money for school. Like that's the most important thing.
Hmm. That's valid. That's valid. So, I think Memphis will be cleaning school because they start back school in like next week. I know
Mhm.
other people are starting school too in like September because we got people around the world already around the US starting school soon. Seniors are writing their college applications. Some haven't started, some already are ahead. What's some advice you could give to these seniors who are already trying to be like you, trying to apply to Gates, trying to apply other scholarships to get into these schools? What should they do right now?
I would say write down every single idea you may have for a personal statement. Um, for when I was writing my personal statement, I thought I wanted to go to a HBCU at first,
Mhm.
and I was gonna write my essay on dreams and nightmares. I don't know. It was actually turning out to be a really good paper, but then I was like, I'm not going to HBCU. Tulane's gonna be like, what the heck is this? So
They ain't gonna know what it is.
but like every single idea that you have, you still have time. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I did early action and that ended November 15th, and it's just now August. You have time to perfect your essay. You don't have
Mhm.
to apply just right now if you're not applying to like Questbridge or anything or early decision. You have time. Um, Continue to do your extracurriculars. Those are the most important thing. Um, I know high school can be hard. College is way harder, way, way, way harder. And the important thing that colleges need to see is that you can balance while taking those easier classes, even if they are APs or dual enrollments. The classes that you take in college will be on 10,000. So seeing that you can balance your studies with everything that you do outside of that will be super duper important. Also a key tip that a lot of people don't do, if you have a school that you really want to go to, reach out to the admissions counselor for your state. Um, when I applied to Tulane, I only reached out to this admissions counselor because I really wanted to go to Tulane. And her name was Leela Labens, and she's now the director of the admissions program. So she's like real big
Oh
deal.
wow.
Um, and I would email her like once a month, letting her know how much I wanted to come to Tulane. And she actually came from New Orleans to Memphis to interview me and another person that went to Tulane, to talk about why we wanted to be there and what we wanted Tulane to do for us and what we were doing in high school too. And I think that was like one of the biggest aspects and reasons why I got into Tulane was showing that interest, letting them know who I was before I even stepped into their doors. And like creating the quote unquote ideal student for them. Um, I don't really talk to my admissions counselor anymore. The person who was with me during the interview talks to her all the time. And even sometimes when you're worried about aid, admissions counselors can put in that extra help to help you get to where you want to be. Um, and then my last piece of advice would be to, I guess, make use of all resources that are around you. Like I said, I was really close with my high school counselor, Miss Jones, and also my principal, Miss Eason, and they wrote my recs. They did what they were supposed to do, and they helped me write my papers. Miss Eason even like enrolled me into an ACT class because she really wanted me to get a 30 on the ACT, which I never reached, but I was basically there. But like
Mhm.
um, that's a long time ago.
It
It was
was good
basically
enough.
there, but like make use of all the resources that you have, even if it's old teachers from ninth grade, from middle school, like have those resources to help you get to where you're supposed to be because that's what they're there for.
That's great advice for sure. You said everything you needed to say, honestly. I echo everything she said. Start now though, for sure. Once you get there, once you get into college, right? Once you get all these award letters coming in, you want to be able to look at it and not have to see a whole bunch of money that you don't want to pay. Or like you're looking at it and like, where am I gonna get this money at? Or where am I gonna get the money from, right? There's plenty of scholarships to apply to. You don't have to just rely on one big one. If you get it, amazing. But have some plan B, C's, D's, E's, and F's, and all the way down because things can fall out. Things don't always go the way you thought they were. Like for me, I thought I was gonna go to, you know, big league university. My dream was to go to Cornell or Stanford or one of those types of schools. I'm UT, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Because I don't think it's a better fit for me. But you have to be able to kind of think your way around the future because life doesn't always turn out how it's supposed to be or how you think it's gonna go in your head. Um, but enough about me. Before we
No,
get
no,
into the college
I agree.
aspect.
I agree. I would say also one of the biggest advice is don't go to a school that you can't afford. The only reason I went to Tulane is because I had the scholarship. If I did not
Mhm.
have the scholarship, I would not put myself in harm's way because I never wanted to take out loans because I'm trying to get my master's and I'm trying to become a medical doctor. That's
Yes.
loans
Oh God.
already.
Wait, masters and MD?
Yes,
Ooh
I
wee.
will be getting both. But
Ooh
like,
wee.
I just I agree. Don't put yourself in harm's way just to go to a school that you really want to go to. That school will always be there for masters or doctorates or whatever you want to get. Like
Mhm.
it'll always be there. Go to the school where you can afford, where you can still see yourself being a student there.
For
Yeah.
sure. How many interviews have you had since that Gates interview?
A lot. I mean, I do a lot at school, so
Mhm.
I've had a couple.
Including this one, I guess.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it, man? Like, what goes through your mind? What are some things you think about while you're in an interview? How do you stay calm? I know a lot of people they get a lot of really jittery and really nervous when they go into interviews.
hmm I'm jittery too. I say I like to fidget a lot. During computer interviews, you can't really see it.
Mm.
But in person, one of my big tips is to move your toes inside your shoes because they aren't looking at your feet, and if they are, they're weird. They should not see your toes
Right?
moving. That's the way that I kind of like calm myself down and like remove my hand jitters when I'm in an
Mhm.
interview. Other than that, my mom works in HR, so she's like coached me and trained me for interviews. And honestly, the best advice for that is to practice all the typical interview questions that someone may ask you. Tell me about yourself, biggest strengths, biggest weaknesses, why are you here? Like what can we do for you? Practice those answers. Don't memorize your answers, but make it flow. Make sure that if you were to have a conversation with your mom and she was asking you those questions, that you can answer them in the way that you would do in an interview. So
Hmm.
that's the biggest advice. Also, bring many copies of your resume if it's for a job or internship, many different copies. Bring in a folder so they can have one when you leave and
Hmm.
always send a thank you note.
Amazing advice. I'm gonna be using that because oh my gosh, can you know I'm a computer science major. So I don't think I gotta say much more. Um, you say you're majoring in public health.
hmm
You're getting a master's in public MPH, right? MPH
hmm
and D. Good Lord
hmm
on that. That's what Lily trying. Well, she's trying to do something else. Y'all are health people. Y'all are something different for real. What
Yeah, I
is it
do.
like being at Tulane in the first place?
What is it like?
Hmm.
I mean, it's different. I mean, coming from Memphis, like, I don't think I'm like the typical Memphian or whatever that means. Um, but it's people from all over. The majority of our students are from up north,
That's
and
backwards.
I know. Um, I think we're maybe 10% African American.
Hmm.
And most of that are football and basketball players. So, there aren't that many people that look like me. Um, but still you find ways to build relationships with people that look like you and don't look like you.
Hmm.
Um, one of the biggest ways I did that was joining every single org that I possibly could. Um, and like you find your way. I mean, one of the reasons I went to New Orleans because it has a big culture and it kind of reminds me of home because there's so many black people. Everybody like food, everybody like music. Like it's basically home. Just I'm just at a school with a whole bunch of white folks, which is okay. But a lot of opportunities. That's like the biggest thing.
Hmm. So you said you basically you navigated being able to be in a space where there's not a lot of black people, not a lot of people who look like you by joining lots of organizations, right?
hmm
What are some of the things you joined?
So I joined Tulane Undergraduate Assembly, which is our version of student government. I've
Hmm.
been in that since my freshman year, and that's how I did the um Let's Talk About Medicine program I talked about earlier. They funded it for me. What else did I? That was what I did first semester. Second semester, I joined Students Against Food Insecurity, which is like a student-run pantry that we have.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, pretty much every black person at my school is in BSU, so I won't even really count that, but I'm I'm in BSU. My sophomore year, I became a mentor. It was called First Year Five, where I created video content for incoming freshmen. That was really fun. Kind of sad that I'm done with that. But it's like so much. I'm blanking.
That's real.
I joined Women in Youth Supporting Each Other. It's like a mentor group where we go out into the community and
Uh-huh.
mentor young black middle school girls with like how to be a lady and also doing sex ed training. I started volunteering at the hospital. I joined a medical fraternity. Um, there's like so much
That's
more. I
really
just became an
good.
RA. What?
You
I'm sorry.
did. I saw
I'm
that.
very excited
Congrats,
about
guys.
that.
Congrats.
Uh, like I've had every job under the sun. I've worked 4 jobs in the 2 years that I've been there, and I've been interning with the Tulane Newcomb Institute for the past year and a half,
Hmm.
where I work with a midwife, which is super duper cool. Um,
Don't judge me, but I forgot what a midwife is. Isn't
a
she the
midwife.
person that delivers the baby? Or that's I forget. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So she is okay.
midwife.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
that.
midwife is like it's like an OB-GYN, but they didn't go to med school. They had
Okay,
like separate training.
that
Yeah,
makes sense. Okay.
yeah.
So sex ed. See, you even doing it in the interview. Very
hmm
good there. Okay. Um. So, what are like some of the classes you're taking as like a pre-med student or a public health student? Sorry. Well, technically pre-med still. Whatever.
So this semester super duper crazy because I take biochemistry and physics together.
Physics won't be that bad.
I'm not a math person, but we'll see. Um,
Organic tutor.
I loved organic chemistry though. That was amazing. That was last year.
Hmm.
I'm taking an intro to Latino health class. Foundations of Epidemiology. Those are both public health classes. And then I'm taking like this survey course on trauma for my gender-based violence certificate. So yeah, I'm majoring in public health. I'm pre-med, and I'm also getting a gender-based violence certificate, which is only 4 classes, but yeah, so
It counts.
it does count.
What courses? Okay.
17 credit hours next semester.
17. That's a lot. Isn't the regular like 12?
To
Like
be,
15.
well, you need 12 to be full time,
Mm-hmm.
but the lowest I've ever taken was 14.
In character, in character. Yeah,
Mhm.
y'all. Ken is a very go get it person. Like if she wants something, she gonna go get
I
it.
guess, I
All
guess.
the things she does, man. Like I hope y'all see all of that because I know I do. Um, embody these values and these things in your life because especially if you're a black person trying to go into pre-med or public health or anything health related, because we need more voices like Kennedy. More people like you all who are trying to come into this space that really isn't made for y'all, but it's okay because y'all are making a space. So props to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. I'm not a
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't be a doctor. No, no,
Good.
no, 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 no. So how do you handle like all of your clubs and all of your classes at the same time?
Um, that's still something I'm trying to figure out.
That's real.
Especially now, like, I don't know. I keep saying I'm gonna get RA because I was not expecting it. Like, I was praying for it all summer because
Mhm.
they increased tuition by $3,000 a year. I was praying for it all summer. And now when I look at my calendar in my head, I have something to do every single evening,
Mhm.
every single day. Um, which is stressful. But then again, I had classes and I had an internship, and I worked 3 jobs last semester at the same time. Like,
Mhm.
so honestly, you just got to do it. Like, you can't even like convince yourself that it's not possible because then it won't be. You just have to go in it straightforward and be like, I know that this, I can do it. It's gonna be hard, but I can do it. And you just make time for yourself. Before going to college, I did not like Google Calendar, no calendar apps. I didn't like none of that. But it's become my best friend. I put everything in my calendar now. This interview was in my calendar. I had surgery the other day, that was in my calendar. I got a meeting tomorrow, that's in my calendar. Like every single thing that I have is always there. So I get the little alert when I know when I'm supposed to move to the next thing. And in
Mhm.
that calendar, I always set time for myself too. Times when I need to study. So I just keep myself on track.
You like block out your whole day?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna get like that eventually. I use a calendar too. I use Apple Calendar. Sometimes I use Google Calendar. But I have more so just have like them really important stuff locked out. Like, I have, of course, meetings one day, or it's a deadline for something, right? Or classes this way.
Mhm.
So definitely start that job, please.
Yeah, you'll need it.
If you set the habit in now, then by the time you get to where it's a whole bunch of stuff, then it'll be a little easier to handle and manage. I was just gonna ask you something. I forgot the question. Hold on, it's coming to me. Yes. Studying methods. You took organic chemistry 1 and 2. People say those classes are nightmares. How did you get through it? I know you loved it, but despite that, outside of you loving it.
Um, One of the biggest ways that I got through it was letting myself know that Gen Chem was terrible and that I would not do as bad in Gen Chem as I did in organic chemistry, as I will do in organic chemistry.
Hmm.
To be real, when I took Gen Chem, I got C's in both. Like I got a regular C in Gen Chem 1 and a C plus in Gen Chem 2. And it was like I thought that was gonna be the end of the world for me. Like I thought I wasn't gonna go to med school, which I still had like a pretty good overall GPA, but C's they do take your GPA. Like not to scare anybody, but they do. But it's always a way to come up from that. That was just my freshman year. I still had 3 whole years left. And when I went into Orgo, the first thing that I did was communicate to my professor that I struggled in Gen Chem and that I knew I was going to need help to make sure that I could get back on track with my science GPA and be able to have more confidence in the sciences. So I went to office hours. My teacher had office hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I was there 2 or 3 times out the week, every single week. Even if it was just for
Wait, I'm sorry.
20 minutes.
I'm just nodding my head. You said 2 to 3 hours every single week,
Well, yeah, she had 4 office hours and they was each an hour,
and you went to
2 to 3 times a week. I
every
went to office
week.
hours. Yes.
Every week.
Because I was determined. I couldn't get a C in Orgo because
Mm-hmm.
if I had any more than 2 C's, like it's not that there was a cutoff, but in my head there was a cutoff. Like you can't make a C again. Like you can't do
Hmm.
that. So I worked my butt off. I went to office hours. I bought like on Amazon, there's like a sticky um whiteboard paper. I bought that. I stuck it on my wall, did problems on my wall, did all my reactions. I
Ooh,
would
I need to
dream
register.
I would dream about organic chemistry. It became my life, like for real,
Hmm.
it was my life. Um, when I took Orgo 1, I did end up getting a B because I took genetics at the same time and genetics was terrible. Like I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But when I took Orgo 2, I got an A. And that's just because I continue to have the same determination, studying 24/7 whenever I could, going to office hours, building that relationship with my professor. Like that all helped me get the A that I wanted. I said,
Hmm.
"You can't do C's no more. You can't do that no more." So I had that determination and did good. Ended up falling in love with Orgo. No Gen Chem, only Orgo. Love it.
Spent so much time with it that it just became just like it's amazing.
Yeah. It is
What
amazing.
is
But after I took that final exam, I did forget every single thing that I did. I did, in fact, forget everything.
was it at least was it boring? Was it fun?
With the class,
Or like studying all that time?
um, the studying was cool. I mean, like, it was some stuff I just knew that I wasn't gonna fully understand, and I just had to convince myself to try to understand it just for the test.
Hmm.
But other times, like, it would be fun to see like something that you learned first semester, like why exactly it is the way it is once you get to second semester.
Hmm.
And then after a while, you don't have to memorize stuff anymore. It just makes sense. Like if you see um a certain reaction, you'll understand why exactly like the I don't want to put like scare people, but like why exactly something attacks something in a certain
Uh-huh.
like you will begin to understand that instead of just having to memorize. So yeah.
So you enjoyed a lot of it?
Yes, Orgo. That's been the only science class I've enjoyed so far. Hopefully,
Only
I will
one.
enjoy both biochem and physics. But Orgo's been my only favorite.
So did you rely more on motivation or discipline to get through all of that?
Um, Motivation. I wasn't the most disciplined. Like I said, I worked 3 jobs and I
That's
was
discipline
still
itself,
real
though.
active. Like I was still super duper active. And during my second semester, I didn't go to 2 to 3 office hours a week, probably 1 to 2.
And you
Um,
got though.
and I still did good. Like I did good.
Mhm.
Um, but I was just motivated. Like I was like, I know I can't get this. So I worked in my study whenever I could.
You know what? I think that is discipline though, because you balance that with three other jobs at the same time. That's gotta say something though. Like
Yes.
I'd say that's discipline for sure. Um, so like, have you applied to any other scholarships out after the Gate scholarship, like for college or like for grad school?
Um, I'll be honest, I have not. Um, I got a couple of scholarships before coming in. I got
Hmm.
the Maggie McDowell Delta scholarship,
Hmm.
and then I got Burger King, and I got another one I can't remember. And I used those for when I didn't have the money Gates' last dollar. So technically, if your family is above a certain income, they expect for you to pay a little bit of it. So I used those for when I needed it. And now I was in the process of applying to more scholarships, but I don't need to anymore because I just got, but yeah, I have free housing now.
Yeah, I'd
So
like that.
yeah,
See, I'd like
everything
that,
just
y'all.
works out.
So, okay, walk me through like the different career opportunities that's like within public health specifically. I know medicine is a really, really big field with lots of different occupations and jobs, but specifically in public health, like what can you do with the MPH?
That's a really good question. Okay, so let me I need to put like my medicine mind in the back
Hmm.
because of course you can apply to medical school with any degree as long as you take the prereqs. Um, but
Which are,
what the prereqs?
hmm
Um,
no.
calculus, bio 1, bio 2,
Ooh, that
and physics 2, um,
physics too.
mhm, orgo 1, orgo 2, biochemistry. Those are the basic ones. Some schools may require you to take genetics or statistics, or anatomy and physiology. Some may,
Is
most
this
just,
for Tulane specifically or
no, that's for most.
for most? See, all them doctors, I mean, all them pre-med students saying, I don't need calculus. I don't need. Yes, you do. Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
do in fact need,
I just proved you wrong. I proved all
it's,
y'all wrong.
you only need Cal 1 though.
Cal one, that's it. Cal, you
Yeah.
don't. Cal two is a nightmare. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah.
I had to kind of get on the audience a little bit. Okay, go keep going.
Um, I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
No, you were listing the prereqs for uh going into med school.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You outside of, getting your prereqs to go to med school as a
Mhm.
public health major, you can work at basically any health department that you ever wanted to, which is part of the reason why I'm getting my NPH. Just in case going to medical school doesn't work, right after I get my right after I graduate, um,
Mhm.
I want to start doing some of the processes that I have dreamed about, which is creating ways for us to fight the rise of STDs and STIs.
Mhm.
Black community. Um, the health department does so much. People don't even realize how much the health
They
department does.
do. They do. I was
Like
going
they did
to.
contract tracing for COVID.
Mhm.
They do STI campaigns. They do community campaigns for basically any type of disease or um anything that's going on. Not just sicknesses, even like violence. That's all what the health department does.
Mhm.
So yeah, you could definitely do that. Um, one of my mentors at my school, she actually got her MPH and she had a biology degree from Xavier. But now she's like the director of our school's what's it called? Like, what is it called? I don't know.
Is
Uh,
it a pre-health society or something?
no,
Like,
no, 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 no. My mind's blanking. Um,
what is the
like the
department name?
doctors, the doctors that are at a school if the students get sick, our school clinic.
Oh,
There,
the actual doctors.
yeah, she's
Oh,
like the
okay.
director of the clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people don't realize that the majority of the people that are in charge of the hospitals aren't doctors. They're people who got public health degrees and MBAs and MPHs and PhDs. That's something that you can do with a public health degree. You can teach if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pretty much you can do anything with a public health degree. Work in a company, in HR that may have like a health focus on it, like anything. There's so many things that you can do other than like just focusing on medicine.
Mm-hmm. What are like some schools you're looking at, like with different programs you like
For
in your
med school.
MPH?
Oh, for my MPH, I'm going to Tulane. Um,
Is it a 4+1?
Kind of, sorta.
Kind
It's
of, sort of. Okay.
a accelerated program. So I'll start taking my MPH classes my senior year and
Mm-hmm.
have a year afterwards. I chose to do that because we get a tuition like cut for the MPH and then whatever aid that you were already getting for undergrad. So basically just setting myself up to not really have to take out loans for my grad degree until I get the med school, of course.
Okay, what about your Medical degree. Have you? I
Oh,
mean, no, wait, no, because that question is like 5 years ahead. I'm sorry.
it's really not. It's really closer than I want it to be. I've been looking at a few schools. Tulane, of course. I built a really good relationship with everyone at the med school. UTHSC, because I've always
Mhm.
thought about coming home to serve the community. So that's like one of the best ways. And plus,
So,
I can live with my mom. Like that's just perfect. Um, Vanderbilt, everybody wants to go to Vanderbilt for medicine. Everybody wants to go to
everybody.
Meharry for medicine. Like,
Where
duh.
isn't Harry? Isn't it in like Nashville?
Yes, in Nashville.
Okay.
Um, ETSU, East Tennessee State University, they have
Hmm.
a med school. Um, Xavier's opening up a med school. Kind of thinking about it. I
Do they
don't
already have one?
know. They're starting it.
I thought they already did. I'm crazy. Okay.
They're starting it. I think the first class is supposed to be like the year when I graduate. So I don't know.
27.
I don't know. I might apply to Xavier, Wash U, SLU, Baylor. Those are pretty much like my options that I'm looking at for right now.
I'm gonna keep you posted, or hopefully you keep us posted. Actually, it's the reverse.
We got a couple years. We got at least.
What is that like? 28, I think. Yeah, because you'd have your MPH. It's your third year. You finish third year, and then next year, yeah. So 2028, I believe. I think.
Yeah, that's when I'll be applying. Yeah.
And you don't have to do the MK yet.
No,
Okay.
thankfully, I'm not gonna start studying for my MCAT until like senior year
Mhm.
or like this next summer coming up because I'm getting my MPH, so I don't have to worry about that right now, which I'm very,
Mhm.
very grateful for. Yeah.
What are like some resources you used outside of like Tulane that kind of helped you get on this path? Was it all Tulane?
My school just has everything. Like honestly, um, all the resources have been from Tulane. That's why, I mean, every school has its downfalls, but I do love Tulane. They provided me with so much. I wouldn't be where I am right now without it. So,
That's valid. Okay. How would you go about volunteering at a hospital? Like, let's say I'm trying to volunteer at a hospital. What do I do?
most hospitals have a volunteer services department.
Hmm.
And if you look like the hospital up, like I think Regional One has one because I was thinking about doing it before I got my internship. If you look up their volunteer services department, there usually is an application on there for you to fill it out. Just to tell them a little bit about you and why exactly you want to be a volunteer. Sometimes they don't have essays. Some people do because they know that it's basically just pre-meds trying to get some service hours.
Hmm.
You fill out the application, and usually they'll contact you back. Sometimes you might have to push them and giving them a little bit of nudge. That's what I had to do. The hospital I volunteer at did not have uh, an essay to do. I just filled out the application. And then
Hmm.
one day I just got a random email saying the head of the volunteer services was going to be out and to contact this person. So I just called the number and I was like, "Hey, like, why did I get this email? I haven't even been approved yet." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We're so behind on approving folks. You're approved." And that was it. Like, so
Okay.
you just have to put yourself out there. Like, they need volunteers. They need you. Because the nurses, like, nurses do so much work and they need the extra help. So they're rarely going to turn someone down unless they like have buku people,
Hmm.
a lot of people. Um, so like it would be cool.
How valuable are those hours?
I think they're pretty valuable. I think sometimes people like to think that your clinical hours have to be only like paid things, like being a medical assistant or a
Hmm.
CNA. But I think it's good to have a healthy balance of both, like some where you are getting paid and not. Just to show that you aren't like completely like money driven per se.
Hmm.
And that you really want to serve the community. Especially because hospital volunteering you do a little bit of dirty work without getting paid for it. Like sometimes you have to clean urinals or like poop basins or wipe
Mm.
up some blood changing changing beds. Like it's a little bit of dirty work. So being able to show that you did that without getting paid for it, I think is really good in the eyes of a medical school.
How many hours should you have by the time like you're applying?
For medical school?
I guess, yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't think there's like a definitive amount of hours. Um,
How
Reddit
many can you get and then you're like you're good. You don't gotta get any more.
is kind of just up to you because like trends now have been where a lot of people take multiple gap years before they apply to medical school. They don't just go straight through. And during that time, people are doing research or getting medical hours. So some people will be like Reddit used to be my best friend. And they'll be like, oh, I got into medical school and I did 12,000 clinical hours. And that's how many hours you should have to get into medical school.
12,000?
Or somebody going straight through, that's not feasible unless you're just like not doing anything else than school and clinical hours, which you should
Uh-huh.
be doing. Um, Really just enough to show that you had a meaningful impact and you weren't just doing something just to do it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put like, oh, I just volunteered at the hospital 3 times. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. But enough to show that you did have that dedication. Like right now, this summer, I started at the hospital and I got 50 hours while I still have my internship. That's cool
Mm-hmm.
and dandy, but I still want more because that's not a lot, especially if I want to say that I volunteered at the hospital for 2 years. So, just enough to think about your timeline and know that there's probably always going to be somebody that got 12,000 hours. It's just what did you do with your hours? And how could you show
For
that you
sure.
actually helped people?
That's valuable. I would say it's the same way with community service. Like, if you get 1,000 hours and you're just sitting there, like doing nothing, what does that mean? It means nothing. Versus someone else who got 100, they can write an essay about all the specific little things that they did throughout whatever program they did, throughout whatever they founded or anything. Like, you can actually put tangible, attributable things that like what you did with that with those hours. So, I definitely agree. Just a good advice in general. I'm gonna ask you another question. Does interview? I forgot it though. Oh no. Um, I think it was yes, research. So are you gonna end up doing any research in college or
So I'm going to start not this semester,
Mhm,
but next. I've always been scared of wet lab research for some
mhm,
reason. Just because I've never thought of myself as a science person. And that just kind of all stems back to the trauma of Gen Chem. Like I just thought that I didn't have what it took to do research.
mhm,
Um, but I think it is something that is valuable for someone that is trying to go to med school. But only getting research when you feel like it's ready and when it's something that you're interested in. I had multiple chances to join the research lab. One of my public health professors has a lab at the Tulane downtown campus where she like researches different tropical diseases and they have like bugs in there studying dengue and malaria and it was all cool. Like I got to
Ooh.
tour the lab, but then when I've seen all these bugs running around, I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like I
Mhm,
can't do this. It would just be me putting it on the paper.
uh-huh.
So I waited and waited and waited until I felt like I could find something that would really benefit me. And one of the programs that I got into for the summer that I didn't go to was kind of a sister program to the one that I did do, and I got to talk to like the research leaders for the program, and they basically told me that there's a spot for me whenever I want it. Now this semester is too hectic, can't do it, and I know that. And I'm not really just worried about getting research hours because I do a lot of other things that will make my application look really good. Um, but I will be doing research in a urology lab come 2026.
Neurology. See, that's interesting because I'm a computer science major, and when we talk about like AI, we talk about artificial general intelligence, AGI. Like right now, there's trying to study the brain and see like, okay, how does the brain work so we can apply that to AI, like basically make a digital brain. Like the brain is so interesting. Like, I'm reading a book too because I have to for this research group I'm in. It's called A Thousand Brains by Jeff Hawkins. Have you heard of Jeff Hawkins?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. He's a really he's done a lot of good work in the neurology department. Just neuroscience in general. But I just think it's really cool. Sorry, I started nerding out. Um urology. Okay. I think that's it, man. You broken everything down for real. You got questions for me?
Um, I guess I would
Yes.
say, like, thank you so much first for the opportunity
Oh,
to
of course.
for me to share my story and for all that you're doing for the community. Like, it's nice to have someone that has been through it
Oh,
and can
okay.
share like exactly what you need to get into college and how to be successful. So I'm very
Mhm.
proud of you. Very, very, very
Thank
proud.
you. I appreciate
Um,
you for sure.
I would also ask, like, what are some ways that like I can get involved or help with whatever you have going for this program, just in case anyone watching may have questions.
I don't know if I want to say this off the record or on the record.
Okay.
Let me, can you say the question again? I'm sorry.
I said, what are some ways that I can get involved to help anyone who may have questions about like my journey or
Oh, so I know this is gonna get, we're gonna post it on YouTube, but certain clips, like the va really valuable clips, little segments that we talked about, they're gonna get posted on the Instagram page. We can tag you, not tag you, and collaborate with your page. Would you mind them DMing you, or do you want it to be like a different sort of
uh
side?
they can DM.
Okay, for sure. Um, I'm sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah, of course, they can DM you, but um, I would love to have you on the team, but we gotta find a hole for you to fill first. So
No worries. Just
oh,
whenever you need me, just let me know. I'm
yes,
willing.
ma'am. Well, that's been it, y'all. If y'all got questions, go on the Instagram page, Technology Outreach Foundation. That's it. All the clips are gonna be tagged for with her page, of course. Also on TikTok, Facebook, all that. So thank you again. Let us know who you want to see next. This one was healthcare. I got a lot of people who want to do healthcare, medicine. That field is so vast and so big. So we're probably gonna get some more people. Um, so let us know. Appreciate you guys. Also, if you didn't know already, we're doing got some free sessions for tutoring and college counseling. So if you need help writing your essays, formatting your extracurriculars, interview prep, need help with that ACT score, we got you because ACT, I mean, it's getting a lot more important now. But thank you again. Subscribe, follow, comment, whatever, share with your friends you find this helpful. Maybe you can watch it with your friends. But see y'all later. Appreciate y'all.